Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chris Holt, and today we're going to go in depth and really figure out what the deal is with the SSC TUATARA. Is it the fastest car in the world? Well, stick around and find out. If this interests you guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Maybe click on that notification bell because I'm trying to come out with new videos here and there as much as I can for you guys. And then make sure to like this video if you like it. And just like that, let's get into it. Alright, so those of you guys that don't know what the heck I'm even talking about, I'll get into it. So, on the end of October, I believe it was like October, maybe it was early October, whatever, a company out of Richland, Washington, which is kind of near me, it's a couple hours away, they had built a brand new car with the intent of breaking the production car record top speed. And so previously they have done that, and they actually have a spot in the record books if I am correct. In Guinness they have an old record of the SSC Ultimate Aero, and that did 250 plus miles an hour and was really crazy, and surprisingly not a lot of people heard of it. Well, SSC is a relatively small company, at least compared to the giants, you know, Koenigsegg and all of that. So what did they do? They came out with this brand new car which took 10 years to develop and get right. It was unveiled in Geneva maybe like 2011, I believe. And so it's taken this long for them to actually come out with a production car and so that they've seen running. It's something very similar to like Hennessy's Venom F5. Like, I saw it personally get unveiled to the world live at SEMA. I was, 3 rows back and actually watching that get unveiled, and that was in 2017. So you have to remember, they don't even have it. I mean, they've announced an engine, but I haven't seen any running things of that. So that's a pretty crazy thing. It takes so long for these cars to truly get developed. The same thing might happen with the Koenigsegg Jesko, but who knows? They have a little bit bigger team, and they're known for making these all-out top-speed cars. So, SSC, they've taken almost 9 or 10 years to get to this point to build their top speed car. Alright, so the guys here at SSC have finally gotten an engine in their car. Beautiful looking car, and it runs and drives. So, now their goal is to go out and test the top speed. See if it'll break 300. See if it'll be the fastest car in the world. That's their goal. Ultimate speed, and it looks like it's just ready to take off. So what do? They first start by renting out a track in Southern Oregon, I believe, and ripping it up and down, doing crazy numbers with that. How do we know? Well, Stradman posted a video with it. He even raced his Bugatti Veyron against it, and I'm not going to say unsurprisingly, but unsurprisingly the Veyron was destroyed. Now, I believe the Veyron was a little bit detuned and was only running on 91 with 850 horsepower. So you think about that. 850 versus 1700 horsepower in this twin-turbo V8. It was ridiculous. The SSC TUATARA took off and killed the Veyron. So, who knows? I think the Veyron went like 240 miles an hour down that straight. And that was just an airfield right there. So, who knows how long that was or anything like that. But then they come up and they have to look at who they're going up against, which was Koenigsegg, with a top speed of 277 miles an hour confirmed. So they decide, how are we going to break this record? Well, let's go back to the same place that Koenigsegg did it. Alright, so where did Koenigsegg do it? Well, they did it in Nevada, specifically Pahrump, Nevada, off of Highway 160. And it's a long, flat, straight road from Pahrump, Nevada to Las Vegas, somewhere in the desert in between there. And so the reason why they like to choose a spot is because it's in the middle of a valley, flat, straight roads, it's well maintained and well paved, and you can rent out the stretch of road for $60,000 a day. $60,000. That's a lot of money just to prove a point. But this is where the craziness starts to happen. They hire a professional race driver, Oliver James Webb, to go and test the car and take it down this stretch of road, which I believe they had like 3 miles of straight road to get up to the ultimate top speed. And so they just went with it all out, it seemed like. Got a bunch of team backing them and filming everything and all of that, which that will come into question later. But they got a professional racing driver to haul back and forth in this beautiful car on this great stretch of road. So they go all day, and on the last run of the day, they go down and say 331 miles an hour. But the way top speed records work is you have to go back the opposite direction, the same distance, and you take the average of the two. So there will always be one way going faster than the other. So going down, they hit 331 miles an hour. And coming back, they hit 301. You average that out, and that's 316 miles an hour. That's huge. Considering the last fastest car was 277 miles an hour, that's a huge difference right there. And so, Koenigsegg, you got a lot to prove with the Jesko. The SSC TUATARA just beat your butt. Or did they? That's the real question. Because after the fact, there was a video released from SSC North America, which you can go and check out, and it showed Oliver James Webb supposedly on his record-setting run, running up and down, or just it was one way where it hit 331 miles an hour. On the screen, on kind of the side of it, it showed how fast it was going, or supposedly going. And then it was taken, because it was the same exact road that Koenigsegg had years ago done their top speed record, was taken and manipulated, put side by side. And what came to show was that the SSC team, their run getting from point to point was actually took more time than the Koenigsegg did. So that started drawing a red flag. And then people that are way smarter than me, having engineering degrees and all of this, even some other YouTubers like Shmi, went on and calculated through the gear ratios and tried to figure out if it could theoretically hit it. Because Oliver James Webb said that he was only in 6th gear when he hit that. Now this car has 7+ gears, and theoretically the top speed would only happen in 7th gear. So don't get me wrong, it's such a fast car, but this is where red flags start happening. And then people tore it down that, okay, since it's in 6th gear, it can't. But was it really in 6th gear, or was that just something that people were saying? They took out and they took sound clips to hear if it was shifting gears or all of that. And it was supposedly in 6th gear is what we're thinking. So that only had like a top speed of maybe 290 miles an hour. And the driver also said that there was more left on the table. So this 331 mile an hour run seems pretty much untrue if you ask just about anyone at the time. But there was a good piece of information from SSC. They said that they had a speed measuring device in there that was used to validate their last run with the SSC Ultimate Aero. So they put this one in there, and it was from a company called Duotron, or Devitron is how it's pronounced, but it's spelled Duotron. So they took a speed measuring device, and then a couple days after the run and all this started exploding, SSC put out a press release saying that Devitron validates this speed. So things are starting to look up for SSC. Maybe they had it done. But just a few days later, or even a few hours later, Devitron came out with a personal press release saying that yes, their device was used in the car, but they didn't have anyone from the Devitron team there witnessing the event to make sure that the speed measuring device was fully calibrated to the correct standards. So things kind of flip-flop for SSC. Is it good? Is it bad? Can we trust it? who knows? But what they did next was pretty crazy. With the media and what seems like almost the world against them, SSC was really in a corner. So potential new owners and a bunch of people started reaching out and, getting involved or interested at least in this topic. So what SSC did is they came out, Jared Shelby, I believe is his name, the owner of SSC, actually came out with a statement saying, well, he's learned his lesson, he needs more, more people that can track the speed, so he's going to have a bunch of different people out this next time. Some of the naysayers like Shmi and certain people like that, he's going to invite out to this next run, which he's going to do. And even some big, really rich guy offered to rent out that road for SSC because he does want to see that car succeed. Just like a bunch of everyone. I mean, we all want to see the car succeed. Do I think it's going to succeed? Well, I think it will. So why do I think the SSC is going to win? Well, because you have to remember, back a couple months ago, it raced Stradman's Bugatti and completely clobbered it. And I know SSC has already gone out and set a record before. Do I personally think it's 331 miles an hour? I will have a hard time agreeing or thinking that actually was happening. Do I think they can hit 300? Well, I hope so. That'd be a huge milestone. I feel like the way that the SS team has handled this, I guess, has been good. Do I think that they were going out and trying to, persuade the numbers a little bit? I couldn't tell you. I want this car to be the fastest, I want it to be the coolest, and I want it to happen. I truly, truly do. So hopefully in the next, short little while, we can actually get SSC back out on the tarmac, laying down some rubber and some pretty wild numbers. That's what we're all hoping. I can't be there for it. I don't have the time or anything like that, but it would be really, really cool to see this car hit 300 miles an hour. Do I think it'll happen? I sure do. I think it'll be really good for them to see the new and true results that this car will be able to hit. And I hope this car gets sold out here in the next, once it happens. I know there will always be skeptics of this car, but as far as I'm concerned, I think as long as they do it right, they will have the media under their eye, and I think they'll be able to prove what the car can do. And I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so those are my thoughts right now that is going on about the SSC TUATARA. You guys let me know what you think and your opinions on this in the comments down below. Please do that. That helps get my video out to more people and my channel out to more people. If you like content like this, please leave a like and subscribe. And, stay tuned for more content. I've got a 2010 Chevy Camaro and a 2002 Subaru WRX that I like to do content on and different mods and stuff on as well. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, please hit subscribe and check out some of my other videos. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. See you guys.